was like, damn, I was frozen for a second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, we would like to welcome you to Nerd Sports, episode 198. It's a very big thing. It's beautiful here. Anyways, uh, I am your host, Johnny Skelton. We are going to kick the evening off with our usual festivities. Our illustrious and esteemed producer, David, is going to bring you the weird sport of the week. David.
Now this is a golden oldie, but I wanted to show Trey this. This is just the weirdest sport I have ever seen. It is chess boxing. See, they play chess, and then they beat the shit out of each other.
What's the trade-off? Does the chess winner get? Does he get like a 2-punch advantage, or what are we doing here?
I don't know. Well, think about it.
I think it's if you win the boxing match, then you take that piece.
No, I think what it is.
So I've heard about this sport before.
Yeah. Well, we did it on Nerd Sports, but I want to. It's one of those ones that I just want to. I mean, you play chess. You have if you go boxing first, you have a concussion, so you're kind of a disadvantage on the chess match because if you get ringed really good, you're just looking at the board.
Yeah, I'm gonna own you mentally, then I'm gonna own you physically. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are officially less than 2 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting to spring training for a majority of the clubs around the major leagues. The beautiful sounds of the crunch of cleats on concrete, ball popping glove, bats hitting ball, the sounds of baseball are about to fill the air like a symphony, and it is going to be amazing. There's still just a couple of free agents that are still out there. Alex Bregman still doesn't have a job. So, hey, good job there, Scott Boras.
Go Tigers. He should be with anybody that needs anything.
Yeah. He has
Bregman's an animal, dude.
He is. He's been quoted as saying that he would prefer to land in Boston. So as Nolan Arenado said that if Boston is the only place that he would waive his no trade clause for. I'm just kind of like, man, well, okay, well, what are we gonna do with this like surplus of infielders that we're about to have?
What is
sign both?
I was gonna say, what does Boston want to get rid of, or what are they willing to come off of?
And it's not a popular take, but I would almost be okay with them getting rid of Rafael Devers. And I know that he's a popular guy in Boston. Trust me, I know, I get it. But defensively, he's kind of a liability. I mean, he really is. I mean, I think he was like top 3 in all of Major League Baseball for errors committed by a third baseman last season. And then
he was 3 or 4 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, offensively, he's too streaky. I mean, way too streaky. To say the word consistent and Rafael Devers don't really go together in the same sentence.
Nope. It's either hot or cold.
Yeah, exactly. So, would I be okay with, I don't know, like let's just say that Boston signs Alex Bregman. He moves over to the hot corner because that's where he normally plays. Move Rafael Devers over to first. It's not that hard of a position to learn once you've been playing third. He's not going to be he's not going to have as much of the range.
Yeah.
And he can start to, take care of his body a little bit more.
He's going to have so much more time to react to the ball. It's not coming as hot at first as it is at third.
Yeah.
I mean, third base is brutal, dude. Third base and short suck.
Yeah. So, I mean,
those are the worst positions in the infield.
Exactly. Short, they've got Trevor Story that can move over to short. The problem with Trevor Story is that he just needs to stay healthy 100%. So, I mean, there's a problem with his ability to stay healthy. Because, I mean, it is a very injury prone kind of a guy. I wouldn't equate him with like Jacoby Ellsbury or anything like that. But I mean, the guy does tend to make a considerable killing on the IL. But second base has always been kind of a sore spot for for the Red Sox since Dustin Pedroia left. Fuck you, Manny Machado. But it'll be interesting to see. The World Baseball Classic qualifiers are going to start firing up on the 21st of this month. But there's still they're already looking at there's rumors that the Royals and the Dodgers are favored to make it to the World Series this year. And I'm like, okay. Sure, why not? We have to suffer through the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's go ahead and throw it in and suffer through the Kansas City Royals too. It's like,
hey,
no.
On a different note, but still the same note, are we still planning to go see Houston Astros, Texas Rangers in your town?
Wait, when and where?
The first one is, and we're trying to go it to Houston, so it's a little bit easier. We got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday on July 11th, 12th, and 13th.
I could probably do the Saturday game.
Yeah, we'll look at the Saturday game. And yeah, because obviously we're gonna have some time between now and then, but because tickets haven't even gone on sale yet. So
right.
The other time frame is in September, and it's gonna be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Now,
yeah.
No, the week's gonna be too hard for me. I'm gonna have to take PTO and all kinds of stuff.
The weekday games, they're the likely choice as far as like being able to navigate and kind of migrate around. Around the ballpark, because there's going to be plenty of empty seats after the third inning.
Yeah.
But no, we'll look for the July dates. Just kind of take a look at that. I was contacted by the Houston Texans last Friday. I'm actually going to buy 2 season tickets for next season.
Nice.
Yeah. Altogether, it's only going to, because sitting up in the 600 level, because if you've ever been to NRG Stadium, there's really not a bad place to sit there.
We can go to Arlington. I'm just looking for everybody else, because it'll be a little bit easier on everybody to go to Houston.
Dude, it'd probably be cheaper for us to grab an Airbnb all together, honestly.
Where at?
Like Houston? Up in Arlington, either Arlington or Houston.
Well, I live just an hour south of the park.
Okay.
I'm down here in Lake Jackson, Clute.
So we're all crashing at your house.
No. No. But for the 600 level at NRG Stadium, it's like $600 a season per seat. So I told him, I was like, yeah, I'll get 2. Obviously that comes out to $1,200, and then like it's they've got payment plans. I'm going to pay I've got 8 months to pay it off, and it's $150 a month for both seats.
Dude, that's cheap. I just got UFL season tickets for the Brahmas, and we're only doing 4 home games this year. They're playing in Birmingham twice this year.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having a home game, because we had like conflicting schedules with Fiesta or something.
Yeah.
So for 4 games and 2 tickets, it was $404.
That's not terrible, like at all.
It's the UFL.
Yeah. But
you got tickets to Houston for $700. What you said, $700?
600.
600 a piece.
Yeah.
So $1,200.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Jerry World, those are $400 tickets a game.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was talking to the lady from the Houston Texans, and she was like, we're still, the tickets are becoming popular because the team's starting to do really well. And I said, well, at the end of the day, you guys can only get away with charging so much per game. And she goes, why is that? I said, because you're a small to mid market, and really. And she goes, That is true. Not a lot of people think about that. I said, see? So, I mean, it pays to at least sound semi-educated whenever I'm talking to people. But like she emailed me all the information about him, and I was like, you know what? That's actually not bad at all. So, as soon as my wife got home, I was like, I laid it on pretty thick. I was like, babe, I was like, please. And she goes, okay. I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah. I was like, yes. So, I sent her an email. She called me back. I paid my deposit to hold my spot for whenever the tickets do go on sale. They'll call me, and I'll just set up the payment plan for 2 of those seats right there in the 600 level. So I'm like, heck yeah.
Well, that was the good thing about ours. We got last year I figured out where the cool people sat, like the mariachi guy and the Brahma Babe chick and all that.
Yeah.
And I figured out what section they were in, and we bought tickets to 2 of those games down there in that section. And so this year I was like, fuck it, we're getting season tickets. I got first row in that section, like exactly where we were last year.
Nice.
And all the meet and greets. Got my LSU Brad Wing Brahmas jersey made, so let's try to get that autographed.
Okay, I see what's up. Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Only punter to ever get a taunting penalty in LSU history because he got over on Florida.
There you go. There you go. Let's see here. Let's venture into the world of the NFL. Cooper Kupp was informed by the Rams that they are seeking an immediate trade. So don't look for Cooper Kupp to be getting any more yards after the catch, in a Rams uniform. Let me see here. This is going to be an interesting article here. Let me see if I can get this to pull up here for us real quick.
Where do you think Kupp goes?
I mean, we can always look at your rumor review.
I would say probably look for the teams that are going to have top 10, top 6 trade draft picks. So I would say probably New York's not going to give up their pick. Maybe. I don't know. Well, both New York teams.
Why do they always put Cowboys?
I mean,
because Jerry Jones takes shots on white receivers, to be honest.
I mean, the last time it worked out for him, let me see here. What was it?
Number
11. He wore number 11 as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Buffalo. Crap.
Cooper. What was his name? Not Cooper Martin.
No.
Little redheaded dude.
Yeah.
I think, isn't he playing for Buffalo now?
Oh, he did, and then he retired.
Cooper? No, not Cooper Rush. That's the quarterback, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll
just ask Google. White receivers for the Dallas Cowboys.
You're gonna have to take a $20 million paycheck too for the trade.
Cole Beasley.
There you go.
Yeah. But yeah, Cole Beasley, he was a horse, dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm getting absolutely no fucking where in Dallas.
I think where are the Broncos at in the draft?
Oh, they're gonna be bottom third because, well, no, they're gonna be about halfway. He might go to Denver.
That could be a likely landing spot for him with Sean Payton.
Him and Bo Nix. Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
Oh, man. Yeah. Let me see here. But Roger Goodell talks DEI efforts, officiating, 18-game schedule, Justin Tucker ahead of Super Bowl. The byline is fucking, it's an NFL.com wire report. So fucking staff writer. Okay. Commissioner Roger Goodell addressed a number of league topics on Monday, including its diversity, equity, and inclusion programs, the state of officiating, a potential 18-game schedule, and recent allegations of improper conduct against Raven kicker Justin Tucker. During his news conference ahead of the Super Bowl opening night in New Orleans, Goodell said he doesn't believe the NFL's policies to promote diversity are in conflict with President Donald Trump's administration's efforts to ban diversity or equity and inclusion programs in the federal government. The NFL has rules in place that require teams to interview diverse candidates for key coaching and front office positions as part of the Rooney Rule that has been in place for more than 2 decades. Quote, our policies have been designed to be well within the law, well within the practice, said Goodell on Monday. There are no quotas in our system. This is about opening that funnel and bringing the best talent into the NFL. We also believe that we are doing the right thing for the NFL, and our policies are consistent with the current administration as well as the last administration. Oh, let me stop right there. Don't you think that maybe the state of the current state of officiating in the NFL is a direct response or a direct what's the word I'm looking for? Consequence of DEI programs? I mean, I firmly believe in meritocracy. I really do, because I don't care what you look like. Hi, Maria. I don't care what you look like. I don't give a crap. You could be white, black, brown, blue, green. You could be fucking purple. I don't give a shit.
Just know the rules better than anybody else.
Yeah, it's just like I as long as you are capable of doing the job consistently and accurately, I'll give you a shot. And especially when it comes to these games and just with the level of microscopic magnification that is on the league officiating department now, and you still want to cling on to these DEI rules?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And dude, like, I mean, I understand, like, even Herb Dean makes a mistake in MMA every once in a while. Mm-hmm. Ed Hockley, as great as he is and as great as those fucking guns are.
Oh, yeah.
We're past 5 minutes, right? Yeah, we're 17 and we're good.
Yeah.
As great as those guns are, dude, like, he makes mistakes. And Ed's arguably probably the best referee ever in the history of the NFL. You know, nobody's called more higher profile games, more playoff games, you know, more games that meant anything, like, you know, whether it was wild cards or, you know, anywhere through the playoffs. Like, Ed Hockley is one of the most respected referees ever, but ask Ed if he's ever made a mistake. They're going to make mistakes, but this shit going on right now, dude, it's almost freaking blatant and it's ridiculous.
It is. And it screams script. It screams rigged. And, you know, you almost have to kind of, I mean, you're almost forced into a position where you're drawing a parallel, because these games started to become, I mean, just the officiating. I mean, it went past light speed and jumped straight into ludicrous speed. Okay.
Yeah.
But here, look at the timing on it, though. Look at the timing. When they started making sports bet books, you know, or sport books legal nationwide, and they started sponsoring these major leagues.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks just a little too coincidental for it to not be, you know.
Here's another thing that I was talking to somebody today about it, because I was talking about the whole because I saw this article. Tom Brady found out that the Chiefs owner's wife was paying off the refs. I was like, that's a little bit far.
What do you think about that? Like, what was the source on it?
I look at stuff with the open mind that, you know, okay, that's a good theory. I don't say conspiracy theories on anything anymore, only because the whole I was talking to an actual guy that told me the whole reason why you say conspiracy theory is because after a while, people disintegrate anything you say once you say, "Oh, this is a conspiracy theory that I thought up."
Yeah,
they can totally put it in the trash. Now, on that, the one thing that he did say when I asked him that the whole theory is kind of cool. But after he's like, wouldn't it be more proper to think about it this way, that Patrick Mahomes literally trained himself to rig the refs to make those calls? Because look how he runs into the out of bounds, because he
all started. And it all started on the collegiate level with that BYU quarterback who he deked like he was going to go into a slide, and then he ran for another 15 yards.
Yeah, that's another thing they were talking about, is that his slides.
Yeah, and so and it's okay. You're gonna the GOAT conversation. Okay, it's like trying to compare, LeBron with Michael Jordan. That conversation will get shut down quick in my book every time before you even utter the first syllable, because for me, hands down, you go 6-0 in the finals as opposed to what, like 3-7 in the finals. And yeah, you playing for like 20 plus years. Yeah, you're going to have every point scoring title. You're going to have every missed shot title. It's not about the stats. It's about the rings, right? Tom Brady played this game for 20 years. And everybody wants to talk about when Tom Brady was still playing in New England, that it was all about Coach Belichick. Well, what does Tom Brady do? The first chance that he gets to leave New England, he goes to Tampa Bay his first year there. Yeah. He takes him to the Super Bowl and wins. Okay. Players wanted to play with Tom Brady. Tom Brady was willing to take pay cuts and renegotiate his contract during the offseason to bring these winning pieces in. Okay. That's the kind of player that Tom Brady was. That's the kind of drive and the determination that Tom Brady had. Okay. I mean, still does.
He also had Giselle.
First to the ballpark. Yeah, he's first to the practice facility, and he's the last to leave. Right? He's flying his receivers and his backs all over the country during the offseason to where he's vacationing, so that way they can play catch.
Giselle was also making $190 million a year, though.
Yeah, but all that aside, it's all about. I mean, you look at him. I mean, Tom Brady comes in 6th round from Michigan. I mean, damn near Mr. Irrelevant, right? I mean, he's no Brock Purdy, but still.
Yeah.
And during OTAs, right after getting drafted, he tells Mr. Kraft, I'm going to be the best decision that you ever made.
Yep.
And he hung around. And what is he? And he knew it. Yeah, he absolutely knew that this is what this is going to be how I get remembered. And he took those reins. You look at the way that Patrick Mahomes plays. You look at the way that the rest of the Kansas City Chiefs play, specifically Travis Kelce. Okay. I mean, with the flop or the attempt at a flop just to draw a flag, like, come on, you're going to get in the face of people and you're going to start butting heads, smacking, face masks and stuff like that. And then the second somebody turns and looks at you sideways, you're going to, I mean, come on. I think that at some point that the NFL officiating committee and the competition rules committee need to start looking very heavily at a penalty for flopping, because we're getting to that point in time where
you would have to make that reviewable.
Yeah, you would, and even then, you've got this expedited replay that they're doing now. You don't even have to have the coach throw the challenge flag for a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, somebody up in the booth.
Probably my favorite feature of this past season, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm not a big fan at all of the what is it? The expanded kickoff or whatever they're calling it, the enhanced kickoff rules. I don't like them. I don't. No. I mean, if you're going to line them up that way in between scores, make it to where, hey, look, if you're making my guy kick off from the 35-yard line, and you've got from what is it, the 20 to the goal line, that's, if it lands in there, you have to return it by rule. Chris is running late tonight, Maria. But if they kick it out of the back of the end zone, it's a touchback. I say if you split the uprights, That's a safety. Just give him 2 points. You know, I mean, yeah, it's basically a free throw, but come on, you know, it's I don't like the diversity, inclusion, equality. I think that it was probably well-meaned in the beginning of the program, but just like anything else, it was easily perverted and it was easily weaponized. And all for the sake of what? Optics? Oh, making it fair for everybody else. Well, you know, fuck fair.
I mean,
because I'm not going to bust my ass for 6 weeks, you know, for 12 weeks in a semester, make all A's for Susie J. Rottencrotch in the back to be fucking off all year long, fail the class, and the teacher take my A, split it in half, and give us both C's. No, fuck that, and fuck her.
It was weird for me to see, and like, dude, I'm 39. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm 39. I'm a 90s kid. I'm an 80s baby. Like, I'm fucking. It was yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, and dudes did stuff and girls did stuff. And like, to see girl football coaches and girl referees, like that was super weird. Like, but like refereeing and even coaching, like, I mean, if you've proven that you can do it, then awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
but
the
don't ever think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have a starting offensive tackle that has cups built into her fucking shoulder pads.
I mean, Mama June's got to get a job eventually. So, but
Jesus Christ, she got to get that cardio up, dude.
Yeah, right.
She can't do a take without having an oxygen mask.
Yeah, it's just look, if they're going to investigate the officiating this year, specifically as it related to like the Kansas City Chiefs games, it's not like you can go in and change the outcome of the game. You can't make them go and replay the game. It's not going to change anything. Okay, we've already gotten to this point in the year where we're like literally 1 week, less than a week from the Super Bowl. You can't go back and go, well, you know, Houston should have beaten you, or Buffalo would have had you.
Turn back time.
What did they do to the Saints about that bounty?
A bounty gate? They
fined for a year.
Yeah, Sean Payton got suspended for a year, and the players.
A bunch of players got fined and suspended a bunch of games.
Yeah, I mean, basically, that's what happened.
Okay. And then Sean Payton came back for a couple of years and said, I'm gonna take a break. Okay, I'm coming.
I mean, it's not like he was hurting for money during that suspension time, because I mean, he had Kevin James playing him in a movie. So,
oh yeah,
you know, I mean, which wasn't a bad movie, but still,
no, it was good.
You know, I mean, it's not like baseball where you can go back. What is it, like 7 days, and you can change the scoring on a play. And you.
Hang on. Speaking of baseball and people that took breaks, did somebody sign Trevor Bauer, or was that just a meme?
I think that was just a meme. It was Trevor Bauer.
Okay, man, I was hoping he got. I
want him back in the major league so bad.
Yeah,
I mean, he's like, I'll play for the league minimum.
Dude, the bitch was lying.
And she, I mean, exactly. And she even recanted her story because the investigators were like, look, we know that you're lying, so you might as well just come clean. She did, but it's just the fact that the media raked him over the coals in the Los Angeles area.
He's getting closer. He made his way from Japan. Now he's doing the Mexico shit.
Mm-hmm. So,
I hope he makes it across the border.
Even if he goes back to Japan for a year, I mean.
Okay, this is what I got from Japan Forward. Ex-MLB pitcher Trevor Bauer returned to Bay Stars.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he did. That's right. He did sign for another season in Japan, but
okay.
A lot of times you see guys that go over to Japan.
Oh, that poor guy, man.
I mean, that's just that. I mean, a lot of times that's just like that's a short hop, jump, and a skip away. I mean, you look at the Dodgers. The Dodgers have the problem that most clubs would love to have, right? They've got to get rid of the low man on the totem pole in their bullpen. They cut Ryan Brazier They DFA'd him last week. He finished the season last year with a 1.58 ERA.
Dude, he's starting on other rosters.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, now Ryan Brazier comes from David and I's home and Colin's hometown. And, you know, he graduated from my alma mater, but he's not starting material like at all. I mean, he's good for like an inning and a third, but you can't pitch him every day, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
So,
Holy
but to have that kind of a problem, like, holy shit! Like, I mean, that's basically the Dodgers putting the rest of Major League Baseball on notice for the entire season. Like, hey, we had to get rid of our worst pitcher in the bullpen, and he's got a 1.58.
Here's the thing right now. I mean, Trevor Bauer's getting paid $2 million per year. Japan, they take out taxes and it's like half. Anyways, he's still suspended from MLB for that crap.
For how long?
It was an indefinite suspension.
So why hasn't he been reinstated, dude?
The same reason why Robert Manclown dicked over Pete Rose.
Oh, yeah.
Manfred is more concerned about what he can do to damage the game and hang that as his legacy. That's what he wants to be remembered for, instead of setting the record straight and giving players back the due that they're due.
Do y'all think that Trump could pardon Pete Rose?
No, I don't, because well, here's the thing. Major League Baseball, at the end of the day, it is a privately owned organization.
Yeah. It's the same reason why he can't pardon himself.
And there was no crime committed.
He
was not arrested.
That's
he was not arraigned. He was not indicted.
Like, it's an unjust sentence, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I could totally understand if you were betting against yourself and like sabotaging the game, then yeah, dude, fuck you to the fullest. But I'm betting on me to win. Like, what?
Well,
why?
Speaking of betting, MLB dismissed umpire Pat Hoberg. They found out that he had a sports betting account that he shared with a friend who was betting on baseball.
Yep.
He's gone for life.
Totally justifiable.
Oh, justifiable.
Totally justifiable.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, can Pete Hoberg come back and say, become an advocate for the sport, be an ambassador for the sport? Yeah, he can. I think it's different with the situation with Pete Rose, simply because of the fact that you look at what Pete Rose did on and off the field. Okay. I mean, the all-time hit leader, right? World Series titles, Gold Gloves, MVPs, all-star appearances, things like that. I mean, the guy, he is your textbook first ballot Hall of Fame, right? Doesn't even need to be unanimous. Okay. We're not where, yeah, he belongs up on that tier, but yeah, he's 100% first ballot kind of a guy.
Like, he's a Rushmore guy.
Yeah. And so all Manfred's got to do is just, make sure that he signs for his balls in the morning before he leaves to go to work, and just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to reinstate Pete Rose. It's not like you've got to talk to the guy. He's been dead and buried for a couple of months now.
I still hate what he did to him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, it's terrible.
Like, hey, come to New York, come to the office, sit down with me. As long as you admit what you did, I'll reinstate you. And then as soon as Pete Rose walked out of the building, he wasn't even out of the building yet. And Manfred had a pre-prepared statement released stating that at this time, I've chosen to not reinstate Pete Rose. His lifetime ban will stay in effect. And it's like, you did that to that man. You gave him hope, and you played games with him.
It's fucking terrible, dude.
That's the kind of person that doesn't need to be in kind of leadership role.
Yeah, and you almost have to think of, like, when Manfred goes home at the end of the day. What does he think about? What does he hear in that apartment? It's terrible.
You heard the chirp?
Yeah. It's One of these days, people are going to find out, and they're going to rip that story from the headlines. And you're going to be watching TV one night on a Thursday, usually, and you're going to see a story that seems awfully familiar, and it's going to sound like this. It's going to be great. So it's what's just, and I looked really hard for that sound. So I wanted that sound on the soundboard, but
well played, sir.
But yeah, Pat Hoberg, fucking, you weren't exactly the best umpire to begin with. I mean, your strike zone was kind of large, and it migrated like gypsies. But hey.
See, the only acceptable bet that I would ever dismiss from an umpire would be like, what was his name in last year's World Series? They called 100% perfect game.
Oh,
like if he Pete Rose did and was like, I'm betting on myself to call a perfect game, and like his balls and strikes were 100%. No harm, no foul, dude. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, exactly. Here's your golden ticket. You get in there for free.
That's the only time it would, or like if I was betting on myself over the season for challenges, like what was my over under? Did I have 3 overturned, or like
now elsewhere in major sports, the NBA decided that it was tired of being irrelevant, and it just decided that it was going to make itself known this past weekend in the most asinine way humanly fucking possible. This is going to go down hands down as the worst trade, or one of the worst trades in NBA history. Okay. Luka Doncic was traded by the Dallas Mavericks to the Los Angeles Lakers. I saw that.
My wife just said that was fucked.
Dude. I mean, the Mavericks are kind of my JV team because I'm a Celtics guy. But I got Luka's jersey hanging in my closet, and I'm just like, now I can't fucking wear it. It's like I have to root against him. Like, what is that shit about? And I hope that you enjoyed your time in the playoffs. I hope that you enjoyed your time trying to win the NBA Finals as a member of the Dallas Mavericks, because Luka, I'm telling you this, as long as LeBron James is your fucking teammate, you will never see the NBA Finals again. It won't fucking happen. Don't come at me with these, but LeBron's the GOAT. No, LeBron's not the fucking GOAT. LeBron, if anything, is the fainting GOAT. He's the GOAT that gets molested and raped. Can I say that, or do I have to say graped?
Grape.
He's the GOAT that gets SA'd by Taliban members in mountainside somewhere in eastern Afghanistan, while we've got Apache pilots watching the whole thing on FIR. So
color commentary.
Yeah, with the commentary, so it's the level of just dumbfoundness. I mean, you've got Dallas fans that they're out there burning jerseys. You got Dallas fans that are actually requesting refunds on their season tickets now for the remainder of the season, because they
were bringing empty coffins and dropping them off at the stadium.
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. More than one.
Coffins are actually pretty expensive, so unless they dug those things up.
It's either that, or they're just throwing planks together from that twisted tree that Home Depot and Lowe's get their.
I wasn't there,
but
I was in San Antonio.
It's just, I mean, you see these videos all over the league posted on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. Players during games checking their phones while they're sitting on the bench, like Kevin Durant playing in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, he looked at his phone and you could tell immediately that's what he was looking at, because he just, like, his eyes got this big and he's looking like, what the fuck? and he's talking to his teammates like, "Did you see this shit?"
Dude, there's
like,
a clip out there right now of Anthony Davis from last night talking to a reporter, and like the reporter knew the trade was going down, but Anthony didn't. He hadn't found out yet, and he was like, "Wait, do you know something I don't know?" And yeah, I saw it on Twitter this morning. But there's Chris.
It is the Xhaka. Chris,
what's up? Sorry about that.
I'm sitting there watching K. Trevor Wilson on Friday night, and with the exception of the fact that he has got way more hair on the top of his head than you do, I would swear that y'all are doppelgangers.
I accept that.
I mean, allegedly.
Allegedly,
but
it almost doesn't bear.
That was an amazing show to go to. I even bought one of his merch shirts that says, you know, we're not playing the penis game in church.
Yeah.
And it was a quote by his mom. It was great.
Nice.
But we were just talking about how Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers by the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Dude, no.
Didn't they also give up like a 2029 draft pick too?
Look,
they traded for a unibrow, somebody else, and a first-round draft pick next year.
Yeah. Now, I did come across some information as to who in the front office there with the Mavericks authorized this trade, and I found it. It's right there.
Trey, did you tell them? Did you show them what you showed me earlier today? That meme with Yoda.
Talking to me or
Trey.
David?
Trey.
Okay.
He showed me. I swear to God, if you take the ears off of Yoda, it looks exactly like Jerry Jones.
Oh yes, I've seen that. It looks like an orgasmic.
It looks exactly like him. Like it's freakishly so.
But yeah, it was. I saw that picture today, and I was like, oh, I've got to put that on the show because that's fucking funny right there. I don't care who you are, but yeah. No, I wore my Puppers t-shirt to the show on Friday, and it was like, yeah, I go to talk to him afterwards. Bro, Colin, come on, man. You can't interrupt my thought process like that, bro. I'm sitting there and I walk up after the show to do the meet and greet thing, and I was like, somebody get this guy a fucking Puppers. Holy shit. He was like, right? And then he sees my shirt and he's like, oh. Like, well, that's cool. I'm like, right. But yeah, so I got from VetTex, got tickets to go see that down at the Punchline Comedy Club in Houston. Nice. Right there by the House of Blues. And man, yeah, that was a fun night. I hit the warm-up acts were okay, right? It was like literally kind of mid, but like, you ever laugh so hard that you feel something pop, right? Like you're laughing so hard. Yeah, so like I'm laughing and I feel something in my neck right at the base of my skull pop. And then instantly I had all of this relief, like all this pressure just like let go. It was kind of disorienting for a minute. I was like, I sat straight up. I was like, whoa. So it was bad. Okay, this is wow. Like that, chalk that up as to like things you experience when you're you start getting older. It's like fucking laughed wrong. It was like you're on the back or something. It was crazy. But
dude, my wife got one of those she got one of those wiggle boards that you stand on and like it wiggles you at so many RPMs and it's supposed to make you skinny and shit. I farted on it the other night. And my fart went. I'll probably record the next one. I'll get you a clip.
Please do.
That's some white people shit right there.
She ordered it, not me.
That's awesome.
Don't call me by my Christian name.
Ooh, you in trouble?
Yeah, white people shit.
Hey, you know, I mean, as long as she's not throwing that government name out there, I think we'd be okay. Like, what's your name, boy?
Kunta Kinte.
Your name, Toby.
Toby.
Really, guys? Really, guys? In February?
Oh yeah, we added the.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
You added the smoke detector during February. We didn't even realize that.
There's no way. You can tell me that was an accident.
All right. Well, you used to be able to find this podcast on YouTube. Now you can find us at truthsocial.com.
Yeah.
Well, hey, look,
We
if
weren't
we were
demonetized
able,
before, we are now.
if we were able to survive the Deep Impact comment that was Voldemort, a couple of months ago, I think we're going to be okay.
Oh, okay. I was making sure it wasn't nothing I said the last time I was on.
Oh, no. There was a former cast member that said some interesting things. We'll just put it.
Wait,
Luckily,
Colin, are you breathing? You're breathing? You're awake?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He comes and he goes.
He said words. Last episode I was on, I thought he was a background for a little while.
So, Colin, you got some material for tonight?
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Here we go.
Rising from the smoke and haze of desolation comes a Spartan. He is bent on wronging that which has been set right. It's the greatest genetic code ever to exist here for your ears and eyes to feast upon. Spartan Colin, I hope you're bringing the smoke tonight. Someone get me a joke.
Trey, you've never heard that intro before. What do you think?
I like it.
Yeah.
Sounds very well produced.
Took me all of about 15 minutes.
He labored over that AI bot forever.
I'm telling you.
These are the words, make it sound cool.
The trick is putting enough punctuation to where he spaces the words out. It's awesome.
Yeah, you probably had to throw commas in there where they really shouldn't have went, huh?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
This is just the whole thing. All right, go ahead. Sorry for yelling.
Stop.
What's the difference? What's the difference between P. Diddy and Woody from Toy Story? Woody goes limp when a child walks into the room.
Oh my God. Oh man.
Very well written, sir.
Okay, starting out strong.
I feel violent for reading this next one.
Okay.
What do you call a first grader with no friends? A Sandy Hook survivor.
Oh.
Alex Jones said Sandy Hook never happened. Fuck, we just got demonetized.
Wow. Wait, monetized? You guys were monetized?
Oh, never mind.
Monetization? What's that?
No, Governor Landry, go away. I don't even live in your state anymore.
God.
I'm all about Governor Hot Wheels now.
Christ.
That's all I got.
Oh man. Yeah. Okay.
Slipping out through the fog of war, this Spartan continues the fight. Your souls have become collateral damage in the battle against the flood of moral supremacy. Leave your expectations at the door on your way out and marvel before the pillar of tactical prowess. Ladies and gentlemen, angry faithful of all ages, this has been Joke Time with Colin.
All right.
Yeah.
He definitely made wrong that which has been put right.
Yeah. He definitely brought the smoke this evening. Yeah. So Good job.
Well done.
So,
Well done.
Colin, do you do like any open mics or anything?
He is 15.
Oh, well, I mean,
Imagine
he's still
that.
good with parents' permission. I'm sorry, I should have been cussing around you so much.
Oh no,
Dude.
Is one of y'all his daddy?
me. I'm his dad.
Who's that baby daddy?
Who that?
Whose goddamn white baby is that?
Who's that damn
Whose
white baby?
goddamn white baby is that?
He is a Slavic baby hailing from the mountains. of
The
Caucasus.
mountains of Slovakia.
That baby damn
white
that right there got a
Caucasus.
750 credit score sitting right in there.
That motherfucker's from Dublin. What are you talking about? Are you that baby's pappy?
I did. Yeah,
He is
Oh, okay.
indeed.
I am the owner of the genetic code that you see before you.
All right.
So, yeah. I mean the whole last name thing matching up. It was kind of a dead giveaway there.
Dude, my
Dude.
eyes are not that great.
Hey, Trey
I'm still
was
doing this
infantry
shit on my
too.
phone right now.
Okay.
Trey,
all right.
Trey was infantry too, so let's not expect too much out of him.
Okay. All right.
Me do ASVAB twice.
Me get waiver to pull trigger. Mm.
I lied. I did a 73. I could have done what I wanted.
I could have too. They tried to make me fire control.
They wanted me to be a mechanic, and I fucking hated cars.
Well, I enlist. I used to live in Wichita Falls. That's where I'm from. And so when I went to go enlist, they sent me to Oklahoma City, and they were like, "Oh, fire control specialist, we're going to send you to Fort Sill." I was like, "No."
Yeah.
No, I want to leave here.
Yeah, I was like, "I want to join the army. To join the army, I want to go other places." He's like, "Well, I ain't got nothing for you."
Fucking Italy, bitch. Let's go.
Yeah, there's a heartbreaking story behind Italy, but yeah,
You never got Vicenza?
I was given the opportunity to, but we won't get into that on the air. So yeah,
Uh,
Yeah, nice.
yeah, got to be nice. But
I-
anyway,
Nice. I went to northern and southern Italy.
okay.
look, before the Air Force and your time as a sex slave, Dave, does not count.
What
Yeah,
about
that's-
after if you went back voluntarily?
Yeah.
Oh, he did repeatedly.
I'll tell you one thing. The one place that if I had to choose to live would be Portugal, though. It was very nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, David, anytime David goes anywhere abroad, I mean, a Fiat would be an upgrade from the cargo container that he was in before. So,
Dude, I've got a bunch of friends that are living in the Philippines like kings right now.
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
one of my buddies is an expat, like ex-CIA guy. He comes in every year for the gala. Chris, you met him year before last. I'll send you a pic offline because he still
Okay.
does special shit. But
Gotcha.
yeah, like they're living like fucking kings, dude. Working online, like retired, working online, making $2,500 a month US, and don't have to don't want for anything.
I bet.
One of my buddies, him and his wife are getting ready. He retires from the army in like 18 days, and they're as soon as he retires, he married her in the Philippines. They're moving back, and
I've got an uncle that
dude,
well,
crushing it.
yeah, he actually met his Filipino wife online. He went over there. They got married. He lived there for a couple of years. She got him all skinny, and then they moved. They moved to Wichita Falls, where they're still currently living, and they've got a daughter together. And I'm like, dude, you are too old to be having kids, but hey, you do you. I mean, it's all there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, NASCAR is back. So the Clash, which I have been a big proponent of.
Oh, I'm muting my mic.
Oh,
I got nothing. I got nothing.
You're fine. Absolutely. I have never. I've always liked the Clash event, which is it's a non-points paying race. It's an exhibition race. Just an excuse for the guys to get out there and knock the rust off while beating the fenders off of their competition. For a couple of years, it was held out in the LA Coliseum. Thank God it was not there this year. They have decided to go back to their roots. Thank God somebody in the NASCAR front office is finally pulling their head out of their fourth point of contact and deciding to do something for the fans instead of what they think needs to happen. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, home of the Bowman Gray Stadium. It's an old-time short track. Hasn't had a race there since 1971. And it was a good, I mean, NASCAR put on a good show. I mean, you had your heat winners, and you advance to your A main, your B main, your main event. Chase Elliott ended up winning that the Clash race. I think it was last night. Yeah, it was last night, and he did it pretty convincingly. Ryan Blaney finished second, but man, it's going to be a good year, because I mean, there's that racetrack needs to have a points paying event, because everybody to a T, all of the drivers, even the ones that crashed out early, they were just loving it. They said they had the most fun in a Cup car, beating and banging on that track than they've had in a very long time. And this is going back to the guys that whenever Bristol Motor Speedway decided it was a good idea to put dirt on that concrete surface. So, I was, again, big fan of this race, and it just, boy, some of the numbers were, fans from 44 states, 5 countries, and 3 continents bought tickets to the 17,000 seat arena for its first major league event in 5 decades. Those numbers blended with roughly 40% of the ticket holders from the greater Piedmont Triad area of Greensboro, High Point, Winston-Salem, and its surrounding communities. So you got a lot of those grassroots racing Friday night, Saturday night guys that go out there, and they make enough to just keep the car running, and whatever they make on merch sales, they turn and make more merch to sell. Nobody goes into racing to get rich. I don't care what they tell you. But let me see here. One veteran radio voice provided anecdotal evidence that there was a sort of vetting process for the Bowman Gray first timers. That buy-in to the rowdy atmosphere that's given the stadium its Madhouse moniker was necessary for proper admission for fans. The middle finger salute, a taboo gesture almost everywhere else, became like a secret handshake for the drivers. Any razzing from the railbirds during pre-race ceremonies was hard to ignore. So you get those small Saturday night tracks where just everybody's on top of the racing surface, and it's almost like I'm trying to think of what that would be. So, like, David, you remember going to any hockey games whenever Wichita Falls had a hockey team?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine like you're sitting in KY Coliseum. Yes, I understand it. The irony of that phrase right there is not lost on me. But you go to the KY and you're going to watch that hockey game, and you're on top of the ice. Basically, it's that kind of an environment at that racetrack in Winston-Salem at Bowman Gray. So I want to see more races like that. The next race is going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. On the 13th of February, you're going to have your Daytona duels at Daytona International Speedway. Those are going to be 60-lap affairs. Those are each running 150 miles. What they'll do is they'll run the qualifying day for the Daytona 500. And based on your starting position, your pole position guy, he obviously doesn't have to run because he can't improve his starting position. But anybody from second on back, they can, the front row can exempt themselves from the race if they want to, but you can actually advance your qualifying position based on how you race in the duel. So you get your odd number guys, they run in the first duel, even number guys run in the second duel, and then the winners can move up to the second row, kind of a situation. And then obviously on February 16th, which is a Sunday, the Daytona 500 is going to be ran at Daytona International Speedway, the home of racing. It's going to be 200 laps, 500 miles. You can catch that race on Fox MRN, which is the Motor Racing Network, or SiriusXM Channel 90, or on your SiriusXM app on your mobile device or computer. So I am definitely not going to miss the 500 this year. I'm going to be sitting my butt right there in front of the TV watching that, because that is one of the few races every year that I have to watch. It's a tradition that I've always had going back to when I was a kid. There wasn't a Sunday when either football wasn't on or NASCAR wasn't on. And when NASCAR was on, I was following the black number 3 car. Race hell, praise Dale.
We lost Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah. I mean, dude, don't get me started on that one, because you're going to see me cry on live broadcast. That's not pretty. But and I got to take Dave and Chris to a NASCAR race a couple of years ago.
Damn, has it really been that long already?
It has. It's been 2 years, man.
Holy crap.
It's kind of mind blowing.
It's not been 2 years, maybe one.
Yes, it has. No, it has been 2 years.
It has been.
No, we won't.
It has been 2
we
years.
didn't go last year.
The choir
It was 2
director
years.
banging the preacher's wife in the parking lot.
Going on 2 years, I should
Oh
say.
yeah, tell him that story.
Okay, so Dave wakes us up at like the fucking butt crack to midnight, talking
Dude,
about
it
how
was-
he's hungry.
It was
and
literally, it was 2:30 in the morning.
let's go fucking eat at Waffle House. It's like, all right, fine. So we're going to Waffle House. We're eating, and then we go back to the hotel, and we're like, I was like, okay, because back in the day, you used to show up at the track at 6 o'clock. You could find yourself a good parking spot, set up your tailgate, you just kind of hang out all day until it was time to go in and watch the race.
We did get really good parking.
We did. We got amazing parking. We got there basically before everybody else, to include track personnel. I mean, to the point where like the parking lot attendants weren't there to take money from people for parking. So we parked way up front. And we were just sitting there, just kind of chilling, watching. I think we were watching The Office on my phone.
No, we're watching King of the Hill.
Oh, that's right. King of the Hill. That's right. And there was a guy that was parked next to us in a minivan. And like, all right, so he's watching something. All right, it's cool. It's whatever. And then roughly about 6:30, 6:45, we see this random car just pull into the parking lot and just kind of post up about 150 meters away. And we're just kind of like, we're looking at each other. You know, it's funny. Telling a story to the back of somebody's head. It's fucking awesome. This car comes pulling into the parking lot, posts up about 150 meters away. We're just kind of like, what the fuck is that all about? And then the guy in the van notices this car. He starts his car and he pulls out of the parking spot and pulls up next to this car. We're like, oh shit, what is going on here?
At first, I thought it was a drug deal.
The person in the new car gets out and gets into the van. We're like, oh shit. And they sat there for probably 20 minutes or so, at least.
At least.
So we decided, all right, we're gonna kind of creep up and see what it's all about. David, with his fanny pack in tow, fucking hopped out of the car,
Fanny pack and shorts.
walks up, and so me and Chris are like, fuck that, I'm not walking. So we start the car, we pull up. And David walks up to the car and fucking peeks inside. And he's like, oh, I only see one head. He's definitely, somebody's getting fucking blown in there, right? And so he hops back in our car. We pull back over to the parking spot. We park. And we're just sitting there watching this whole thing unfold. Then the new car, which was, I think it was like, a Honda Accord, Honda Civic?
Something like that.
Starts up.
Yeah.
And they pull around to the entrance of the parking lot and sit there for like 20 minutes. Obviously, like fixing themselves and preparing. And the whole time that they're sitting there, we built this entire universe around this little rendezvous, right? We're like, okay,
Extensive backstory.
they're not locals, because then they would just go to they've got to be locals, because if they were out of town, they would just meet at the hotel, right? Makes sense. So they've got to be local. Like, all right, it's Sunday. Where is she in a big hurry to? Oh, she's got to get to church.
Why would she have to put herself back together so much?
Right. Why would she have to put herself together? So we decided, all right, we're going to look for churches that are close by. I'm online looking for churches that are nearby. And then we landed on this. They were both members of the Wesley United Methodist Roanoke Methodist Church. Or the Wesley
Which
United
was-
Roanoke Methodist Church, right?
Which was like a couple of miles down the road.
It was literally a couple miles down from the track. And so we're like, okay, now who are they? Well, he's obviously the choir director, because he doesn't need to be there, at least not that early. And he's just maybe taking a day off because he's going to the race. This all checks out. Who's the woman? We got it. It's the preacher's wife. So
she's got to put herself together because she has to be there early to start help setting everything up.
yeah, and she's got to get rid of that bussy smell. She's got to comb the cum out of her hair, that kind of a thing. And it gets time to where people are start moving around. Displays are getting set up on the midway, so we're kind of going around and taking part in that old time ritual on race days, seeing how much free crap you can get. Right. So we pass these Fort Worth cops that are on bicycles. And so we start telling them the story, and they're like, wait, where's the car? Like, oh yeah, the minivan guy, he's parked way out there. and I turn around. I turn around and there's a female cop standing there, and she is beat red. I was like, oh shit. I'm so sorry. Did not realize that you were standing there. And she's like, no, it's totally fine. Right. And the sergeant with him is all like, do we even want to go over there? It's like, probably not. I mean,
and again, by this time it was like what? By like 8 a.m. or something like that.
Yeah, it was like 8 a.m. And then we start talking shit to these Cav guys that were there, because they were set up. They got the static display and everything like that. And so, we're talking about how shit would have been done back in our day. It sounded like those crusty old timers. Why give guys a fucking counseling statement? Just take them to the wood line and fucking smoke them. And we start talking to this E4, and he's just in awe. Right? I mean, the dude's just, oh my God, it's like, brand new basic training privates, they kind of worship the guys with the faded BDUs and shit. Yeah, it's one of those situations. So we get into the track and everything like that, and the pre-race festivities are starting to kick off. And we had tried to go down onto the infield, and they were like, yeah, no, you guys don't have a bracelet. And the bracelets were $75 a piece. And we're like, no, we're not fucking doing that. And then this E4 that we were talking shit to earlier that morning comes walking down the steps, and we're like, hey, specialist, get over here. And he's like, oh yeah, oh hey guys, like, hey, can you get us in? Like, you're going down there? He goes, yeah. You just fucking tell the bouncer that, or the usher that we're with you. He's like, oh yeah, okay, sure. So he goes over there, tells the usher that we're with him, and he's like, all right, I'm not gonna fucking deal with it. So yeah, just come on. And so we got down into the infield for free. And it was a hot as fuck that day, but it was a good time.
It was worth it though.
Yeah. And then that following that next day, that following Monday, that was when we did the show on a Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So that following episode, we told the whole world
everything. And he ended up he ended up leaving. That minivan ended up leaving. We estimated sometime around 11 or something like that, because we had gone back out to eat lunch at the car, and he was gone. We never did actually see him leave.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So he didn't even stay for the race, which was great. Like,
it just added another level of depth.
It was a whole other question we never got answered.
So every time we talk about the story, which is what, the third time,
at least.
If anybody from the Roanoke United Wesley Methodist Church,
we're sorry.
To the story.
It's either your choir director or one of the deacons. We still haven't decided completely.
Reach out to us at AngryMe production 1 at gmail.com, or reach out to us on our social media platforms. We need to know.
Yeah.
And if the preacher has suddenly either left to go to another church because he was asked to step down because of the divorce or what, I don't know. We have to know. Give us the tea. And we promise we're not going to turn all liberal and get all whacked out like the Jolly Ginger or whatever. We're not going to do that.
Somebody called him Jolly Gingivitis today. It was hilarious.
Jolly Gingivitis. I mean, that dude, you got to imagine, like, he had probably his fair share of Article 15s when he was in, because he speaks Mexican American. I mean, just look at his grill. I mean,
Dude, the
Whoa.
VA is free. Like, just go. Come on, man.
I mean,
There's no excuse.
I mean, you can't get VA dental until you're 100% disabled. But if he were to get to that plateau, the dentist would be like, bro, no, that is not service connected. Come on. You just can't do that to us, guy. No.
Yeah. Still, yeah. No excuse.
So I have discovered, all right. So I bought that PlayStation Portal a couple of months ago, and I play on it a ton. Now PlayStation decided to add cloud streaming to that portal, so that way you basically don't even need the PS5 anymore, which I still play on mine. But through PlayStation Plus, I have discovered Poker Club. Oh, dude, I have lost so many hours playing poker on my portal.
Nice. You win anything? You any good?
I'm decent. I cleaned out 2 tables.
There you go.
Man, if only the poker night games were still for sale. Oh my god, dude. Such good games. They take like characters, like non-real characters, and put them in poker. Like the last one they made has Claptrap, Ash from the Evil Dead. It had freaking Sam.
See, yeah, I could not sit I couldn't sit from across the table. I couldn't sit at the same table across from Bruce Campbell. I just couldn't do it.
It'd be an interesting game.
I mean, he would morph into Ash and just like start throwing out those one-liners. Oh boy.
Are we going to talk about what happened this weekend? Because the Royal Rumble happened this weekend.
Yes, David.
You're goddamn
Yeah,
right.
I
The
mean,
Royal Rumble happened this weekend.
we needed to get through real sports before we decided to get to the
Calm down, sir.
Hold on, wait.
We'll talk about the
Wait,
Royal Rumble.
I'm presented with a unique opportunity here. Hold on just a second. And I'm paraphrasing. You know it's not fucking real, right?
You're at 11, sir, and I need you down to like a 5 or a 6.
Yeah,
Before
I'm
this-
gonna need a 4
before
before
this-
I feel comfortable. Because
I feel you touched me here.
Hey, I'm going to quote Celine Dion. I'm going to quote Celine Dion. Listen, buddy, this thing
Touched
it
me
only
right
goes to
here.
11. So beat
Yeah.
it, Spider-Man.
And I think you touched me right here on the PP.
Only if you ask nicely.
and on my PV.
Right there, right there. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
That's fucking great. Oh man.
Or even
Okay,
better,
so let's
even better.
start. Let's
Right
start
there on
with
the
the
Squishmallow?
ladies' Royal Rumble.
You mean right there on the Squishmallow? All right, we got you.
Let's start with the ladies' Royal Rumble and the surprises that were entered and not entered. I was really expecting to see Michelle McCool.
Yeah, I'm. They played the Alyssa Bliss way too much to the chest to where you knew she was coming out. Honestly,
Yeah. Yeah, the Bailey, I was happy with Bailey's performance, the way
Mhm.
she did. I was pulling for Bailey to win it, but dude, like, how can you ever pull against Queen Charlotte?
Oh,
Like, I fucking love Charlotte. I mean, I'm a Ric Flair guy, and like, this one hasn't committed suicide. She's doing awesome. Like,
I mean,
she
you
looked
got that.
great. She's still as gorgeous as she ever was. She was in shape. She won it, and now I'm just worried about what kind of angle is she gonna play into WrestleMania. Like, if she goes after Rio? What's the story?
what's the next big matchup though? For
We're going into WrestleMania, right?
no, they have like 3 other ones because they used to only do it like there was only like 4 big pay-per-views. Now it's every month.
Yeah.
John Cena said something about the
Oh,
elimination.
it's no longer pay-per-views. I learned it's premium live events now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Triple H said sharpen up on that shit. So yeah, like I don't know even what the next upcoming pay-per-views are. I just literally got back into wrestling about 3 weeks ago now, and and it was all because of the Undertaker's podcast. Like Chris has heard me tell this story at work, but Taker telling those old stories and talking about the guys that he wanted to watch and the girls that he wanted to watch, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get back into it. I'm gonna do it. And then at like the next day, I told my wife, I was like, hey, we're gonna start watching Kill Tony and Raw.
The next
day, my son calls me and he's like, Daddy, I think I want to like get into watching wrestling. Can I have your Peacock password? I was like, hey, bro, we're doing this together. Let's go. And then like that happened to be like the night that they kicked off Netflix on Raw. Dude,
Perfect.
Infatuated. I'm back in 100%. Like I'm 7 years old. Like I don't understand where they're gonna go with this storyline. With Jey Uso calling his shot in the main event, like, is he gonna go after Gunther? Is he gonna go after Cody? What's he gonna do?
Well, I think they're going to save the Cody storyline for John Cena to make his, grand exit.
Yeah.
That seems logical. In that case, I think he loses to Cody, obviously.
Yeah, well, the next premium event is going to be NXT Vengeance Day. It's going to be on the 15th, Washington, D.C. And then the Elimination Chamber, which Cena said during his press conference he is going to participate in.
I don't think we'll see any titles flip at the NXT event.
Yeah, March 1st at the Rogers Center in Toronto, i.e. America's 2Cat, for those of you keeping score at home. NXT Roadblock is going to be in March. They haven't confirmed the actual date for it yet. Spring Break-In, Hall of Fame ceremony on April 18th. WrestleMania is going to be in Vegas this year, April 19th and 20th.
I don't see any titles really changing hands between now and then.
Yeah.
It's all going to be building storylines, but that's where I'm lost at. Rhea doesn't have shit right now. She owns Liv. She just took the title off her. There's nothing there with what's her oh god damn it. The thick black chick.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
She's not going to cross over and take Rhea's title between now and WrestleMania. So I really think it's going to be like a legacy versus newcomer. I don't have any beef with you, but we're going to do WrestleMania between Charlotte and Rhea. What do you think?
I don't know about that because they've flipped the script a couple of times, but very, very rarely do they do anything. WrestleMania is a different breed to the point where they usually keep everything on track until WrestleMania. Royal Rumble, you get like a little bit of storylines that you can pick up on during the actual match. That'll actually happen in WrestleMania, or just stuff throughout the couple of months that.
The ladder match between Cody and Kevin Owens, that was I saw the playback on that.
My god!
Kevin Owens actually spent the night in the hospital. He didn't. Yeah. He didn't fly out with the rest of the show.
You could even tell, like after Cody slammed him, like he hit his little pose. He was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I mean, he basically rolled himself up and started auto-filleting himself, and that didn't look good at all.
Oh no, it was bad. He was in bad shape when they walked him out. Have you seen the angle of like from above in the crowd where he was walking out and they had to help him out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no, he was legit hurt.
And I'm not saying he looked like he was drunk, but I know he was probably messed up really bad.
He landed well, like the way he landed.
Yeah,
like,
all of it was good.
He landed across the shoulders and everything. Like he had his chin tucked. Like the way he wound up, it just sucked.
What probably happened, because you see a little bit of the bounce, and he might have just jarred his head a little bit. No, he probably just hit the back end of his head really good in that one in a weird sweet spot, and they probably took him to the hospital to make sure he doesn't have a concussion.
He was cut bad too.
That was just color.
I mean, like back in the day with the Hell in the Cell match. I mean, everybody keeps going back to this one, but Mankind and Undertaker, you listen to Mick Foley give speeches, or you even read his autobiography about his career in wrestling, and he said that he invited his kids out to watch him wrestle one time, and it was the only time he ever did that because his kids thought that they just watched their dad die in the ring. I mean, it's all choreographed. We get it, but those guys put their bodies through absolute hell. To say that they're not, I mean, I know that at the top of the segment, I gave it a bunch of shit. And in all transparency, I used to watch wrestling way back in the day, but those guys absolutely give it up. And you see a lot of the guys that they weren't they were big name legends, but they weren't like the multiple time over champions, right? A lot of them get addicted to painkillers and end up dying of overdoses. So kidney failures or whatever. I mean, these guys beat their bodies to shit.
Or they slip and slide.
Yeah. Dude, Chris and I worked with guys at Black Rifle that were local wrestling promoters and local wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And those guys, for no fucking money at all, I guarantee you they were losing money on the shows that they were putting on. They were getting cut up, dude, getting lights smashed on them, getting smashed in the forehead with fucking ring bells.
They still do.
And they're still doing it, dude, for nothing, for no money, no clout.
Dude, Chino's fucking our age too, and he's still out there just fucking throwing it all on the line.
Yeah,
I mean, I know
still getting cut up, dude's still getting staples put in his head.
Yeah, I know
staple gun.
Way over dramatized. But did you guys ever see the Iron Claw? You ever watch that? That was
I actually thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah,
dude.
But I also grew up in Irving, and my dad and mom taking me to the Sportatorium and actually watching the Von Erichs.
Yeah, my dad loves the Von Erichs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they finally got inducted. Vince McMahon, before he stepped down, he called them the greatest family in wrestling history. Finally, they were all, the whole clan was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
It's about time, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother-in-law and my wife's brother and his wife got married at a venue out here in San Antonio, and when it was under contract, but they already had it under contract for the wedding, but then it changed ownership, and so they couldn't rent out the cabins and all that bullshit or whatever. Well, come to find out, was it Kevin, the only one who survived?
Yeah. Basically,
it was his sons who are involved in local wrestling down here in San Antonio now. They bought that as an investment property, and that was where we ended up having the wedding at. It's, dude, a beautiful venue down here. But yeah, the Von Erich boys are still well alive in the wrestling business too. They're still doing local promotions, and they're trying to make a comeback.
Isn't the I think the grandsons? Yeah, the grandsons, they're doing NXT, right? I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's
'Cause
the
during
NXT
Iron-
ones.
Yeah, because during the Iron Claw, the Kevin came onto the NXT and doing the Iron Claw on somebody, and for the promotion of Iron Claw movie.
Yeah, no, dude, it's wild. Like to see any of them still around, and to actually watch all of them live as a kid in the Sportatorium. That was awesome.
That's something I wouldn't mind. I wish I was totally into it during that time frame. That would have been awesome. Gonna go. I was really in the point because I think I only watched. I went to go to see a WWE match when I was in Abilene when I was in the service, and I got to see Stone Cold, Undertaker, one of the Acolytes, and Trish Stratus, and a bunch of other. What broke me off of not wanting to watch wrestling that much anymore was I was sitting right behind the curtain. I could see them behind the curtain just messing around and everything. I was like, oh, Santa Claus isn't real.
I saw the wizard behind the curtain.
I did. They were like high-fiving each other. I mean, it was
You ruined the illusion, man.
David's world. He's like, my entire life is a lie.
Dude, talking about Trish Stratus.
Oh,
She was in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh my God. The pink cowboy hat and everything, like just like the good old days.
yeah.
He was
She actually had a
25.
I think she had a really good showing.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's going to be able to mount too much because she's pretty.
Little long in the tooth, if you
He was
will.
eliminated by Nia Jax, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just I don't think she can wrestle as good as she used to. So
No, I don't think that was just like a one-off. Like she's not gonna come back into the fold or anything.
now, what's your thinking on if one of the NXT people wins the Rumble one of these years?
Give him the shot. I mean, obviously it's scripted, so they got faith in the kid.
Yeah,
You know,
like the Speed Show.
they think that kid will be able to pull through whether he goes over or not.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But
in my other screen, what'd you show, Colin?
he was showing the Speed Show in traction.
Oh,
Damn.
well, if we're if we're good on the wrestling front, Colin wants to talk about some video games for a little bit. I mean, because we've only been at this for like an hour and a half, so
Yeah. Well, I gotta get ready for work. So.
oh well, boo. After we get done doing this, I've still got simulations and troubleshooting.
Fine. We didn't want to hear it anyway, so
No. If we can hold off until next week, because I got a lot. Okay, I gotta fix. My car's leaking water. I know where. I was stressed out all yesterday once I found out when I saw a big water puddle, and I actually want to hear more about video game stuff, and I wanted to talk to you about it on a Wednesday and stuff like that for an extra showing. But I am seriously tired because I was stressed out all weekend. So I will get if you can hold off until next time, I'd be happy for it and go against you in video game lore.
no. Oh, are you talking about the list?
Oh, I hate that list.
Are you talking? Wait, are you?
I was up at work and I was like blasting off video game titles, and people were like, "What's happening? You don't understand. You don't watch the show that I'm part of." And there's
Are you
many there's a list of games that I was like, what about this one? I have other people with me
I
on
will.
this.
I will say after thinking about it, there are some games on there where I'm like,
And it was
how
Chrono
did how,
Cross
how,
that,
how
and it
did
was
we not write that down?
And what about Chrono Cross? Chrono Cross is that one that in
Oh,
Japan.
Okay, no, we didn't have Chrono Cross on there, but we had Chrono Trigger.
Yeah. No, you got to do. Okay, we got to do like the whole.
Look, look when
like the whole
when we
series.
sit down
This
when
is
we
a
sit.
series. We got to do
I know
this.
when we sit down and talk about the list, there's gonna. Also, you have to think because we were writing all this stuff down, and it got to the point where it was like, when you're trying to think of something, and it's just like after the fact, you're like,
we're gonna have
oh,
the
why?
board. We're gonna have like the board with like lines in it with string and everything. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, I wasn't
We're
gonna talk
figure
about
something
the
out.
list. I wasn't gonna talk about the list today.
Oh,
I was just gonna talk about news.
I'm still upset about that list. So
Let it go,
Wow.
man. Just
let it go.
Hey, look,
Okay, look, dude, look, and
we had to
I'm
put up with 4 years of bullshit. You know,
look, hold on. What part, what are you the most upset about? Like what game specifically?
I got to get ready for work tomorrow. That's the thing, as I know I have to do that, so I'm
Are
gonna
you
go
mad
ahead.
about it all?
Oh no! I have a list now, and the games that you didn't even touch is ridiculous.
No, okay, you have to think. We made top 10 out of
I have to go to work, and we're cutting this right now because I got to take and clean this before I go to bed. So if you and your dad Wednesday or Thursday can get on and we can talk about this and discuss it. Like
I will get with Jake, and I will find out what his schedule looks like for Wednesday evening.
Yeah, it depends on what time Wednesday, because I go to esports after school on Wednesdays.
Don't laugh, Trey. I take certain things very, very seriously. Video games is one of them. Diablo wasn't even on there. What is wrong with you?
Okay, no, hold on. As I said, we only named off the top 10. We had a list of 170 different games, and we just went down we just crossed them off.
I mean, to be fair, David, when they said that Halo Combat Evolved was a lesser game to Halo Reach,
Okay, but no, listen.
we're not debating that. I understand where you're coming from, David.
I gotta go.
I understand where you're coming from.
Love you guys.
But it was their list.
yeah, man.
Later, guy.
No, yeah, we stated that it was our personal thing. So yeah.
See, that's the disclaimer right there.
Well, and look, here's
He still takes it very, very personally.
okay. Here's why we had Reach over Evolve, dude. The multiplayer in Reach is still pretty good. It's still phenomenal, but also the campaign for Reach. I mean, come on,
Okay. I mean, once you explained to me that you were looking for certain, for certain criteria, I was like, all right, y'all do you. I wasn't about to get in the middle of all of that because
yeah, but okay.
Exactly.
Gaming news. Have y'all seen that? If I had $200, that Doom Dark Ages Collector's Edition.
I haven't seen the collector's edition.
Dude, if I had $200.
yeah, but because it's owned by Microsoft, it's going to be day one. I mean, base edition. It's going to be day one on Game Pass. So
that doesn't matter, dude.
Oh.
The statue that comes with this freaking. Hold on.
I mean, I can't get onto him too much because I used to have the Master Chief helmet from the Legendary Edition of Halo 3, and I had the Reach statue from that Legendary Edition too. So
I remember those.
I wish I hadn't gotten rid of them, but you know, adulting and needing room kind of took priority. You know, plus the whole I like pussy thing. So
there's also that.
yeah.
This statue is so cool. Look at it.
Okay, I'm. Did you send it to me?
Oh no, I tried presenting. Did it not work?
No.
No, it didn't.
Ah.
Hold on, let me see if I can get you all squared away here. All right. Hold on. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Hold on just a second here. Let me do this. That. Okay.
Dude. If I
Okay.
had 200 bucks.
That does look pretty cool.
If I had $200.
I don't think it's worth $200, but that's pretty.
Well,
cool.
because it comes with other stuff, like that.
Yeah. I'm sure my son would be going nuts for it, but
Let's see here. 12-inch Doomslayer statue, shield saw, detachable super shotgun, flail, faux fur cape, replica red key card, placed inside the steel bookcase. 2 days early access. Campaign DLC. Yeah, it just.
Okay, look, I know, like to y'all, it's like, but like to me, it's like, if I had $200, like, instantly, like the second it was available for purchase.
Do you guys remember what it was like to be young and not have to spend your money on dumb shit like bills?
sadly, I do.
Or to get that text from your kid every other Thursday, hey, Daddy, can you get me this on PSN or the Xbox, whatever it is, Xbox One account?
No,
Yeah.
no. See, I'm 47. So when I was a kid, there was no texting. I had to go out and mow grass to buy my own Super Nintendo. So
Oh, no, I'm getting those texts now from mine. They're
Oh, yeah.
18 and 15.
like, I'm sorry, do you have a job?
I don't.
That's what I tell. That's what I used to tell my kids.
I don't ask.
I feel like sometimes I feel like the Rich Lebowski from Big Lebowski, like the bum's lost, sir. Get a job.
I don't. I actually don't ask for.
That's
money.
the number one thing that they ask me for something. The first
Oh,
thing
I'm
I
not
say
saying
is,
that you
"Do
have.
you have any money?"
Every time Colin, he's like, hey, can I get some, like, back when he was like playing Call of Duty online hardcore, is like, hey, can I get some COD bucks? I'm like, whatever. Yeah, cool. He would always apologize. Hey, thanks, sorry. Like, quit apologizing, right? It's like I'm trying to be the cool dad, right? But
Also, wouldn't go overboard with it too, though.
Bitch, I want you to kill people. Don't affect my KD.
Exactly.
Well, okay, for instance, this PS5 I have sitting in my room. I bought that.
Yeah,
my own money.
exactly.
So,
See, the PS5 is why I'm kind of silent on video games right now. Chris knows this. I have a PS4 sitting here. I have waited my entire life for them to come back out with NCAA football.
When they do, it's on the PS5.
I bought it. I
dude.
downloaded it to my PS4. I try to play it. Hey, you got to have a PS5 for this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So
I hope Sony has every mild inconvenience known to mankind inflicted on them. Guess what? So Bloodborne. Bloodborne, the greatest Souls game to have ever existed, runs at 30 FPS on a PS5. They will not do anything with this IP. They are just sitting on it. They just refuse to do anything with it. And when people were making mods so the game will run at 60 FPS, they don't go, well, we're going to shut that down because, you can't do that. You can't do that. And it's like, then do something with probably one of your greatest IPs you have ever owned.
nope.
It pisses me off so much.
It just sits there in
They
the
won't.
dark, just kind of staring at the ceiling. I'm sorry. I'm not going to wear that out anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
No, you're doing great with it. I forgot about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's when you plug it in.
I bought a USB stick. It's you plug it in and you can set the timer on it to either every 60 minutes or just kind of random, and it's the Screaming Goat, right? And I hid this in the house, and my kids here are like, they were like, what was that? And our oldest was getting pissed off because he's like, I know I'm hearing something and I can't find it. It was to the point where he was about to start throwing things, and his mom was like, look up underneath the cabinet, because we got the LED lighting underneath the cabinets, and one of the outlets that run along, and one of them's got the USB plugs on them, right? So that's where I plugged this thing in. It was right up underneath the cabinet. He's like, are you serious? He was getting mad about it.
So with like cricket sounds and shit like that.
So, for people who, a young, including my younger brother Sammy, who care about Hollow Knight, and I'm not saying I don't care about it, just it's not my first priority among things. So we got news on Silksong. I hear an echo. I can hear myself. Hello?
I don't hear an echo.
I hear an echo.
Echo. That was great.
It got announced that it will be on day one Game Pass and it's because they got announced like they said that they were gonna make a thing for it. Like 4 years ago? And they don't talk much about it, and so but they said that it was just gonna be on day one Game Pass. So
I was on Reddit the other day, and I found this subreddit called Shitty Game Posting. This dude, he was in Star Citizen, right? And he's like, I actually saw another player open a wormhole and jump. And everybody's like, fuck out of here. We're tired of hearing about Star Citizen. This game's been under development for the last 15 fucking years, and now we're told it's going to be another 10 before we see it. Like they have the Kickstarter for Star Citizen has made like over, I think it's something to like $23 million, and they have not put out anything.
Yeah, it's like permanently in early access.
Oh, I heard they're shutting down Multiverse again for the second time.
I didn't ask the first time, so yeah, okay. Cool.
Okay, no, the beta for it, I enjoyed. I liked things. Somehow they made the actual game worse, in my opinion. Like, compared to the beta, the actual game was worse.
Here's my thing. It's funny listening to like the hardcore people talk about games like Smash and any updates that are rumored to be out there. Oh, well, their skill set would probably be similar to their skill set. And I'm like, you guys realize that you're never going to get laid. like, I mean, come on.
But so on the 6th of this month, they're doing another beta for Monster Hunter Wilds, which for the time being is probably the game I'm most excited for. Like I'm ready for this game. It comes out on the 28th.
Hell, I'm just excited because I ordered a bunch of more stuff for my soldering kit.
Okay.
I got one of those desoldering air guns, and then some R7 thermal paste. I got what else did I get? I got some of the liquid flux that's got the solder particles in it, right? So you can tin things up really, really nice and easy. I've got a switch light that's sitting on my model build desk upstairs that's currently in pieces because our 9-year-old decided that he was going to jam the USB cable into the charging port and he broke it.
Oh no.
He has since gotten a full-size switch whenever my sister-in-law upgraded hers to the OLED. So I'm like, you know what? I traded in my OLED, an Xbox, and my PS4 to get my PS5. And I'm like, all right, now I'm out of Switch. I kind of want to play Mario for some ungodly reason. So I ordered some replacement USB charging ports. I get all that shit in tomorrow, hopefully, provided UPS doesn't shit the bed. And then I bought a brand new like atomic purple shell for the Switch Lite. So I'm going to swap the whole thing out.
Nice.
Yeah. Fresh thermal paste on it. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. I'm fixing it up. It's going to be beautiful. People are going to be talking about it for years. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be wonderful.
It'll be the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
That right there, that guy. Absolutely.
There's gonna be nothing like it.
Yeah.
You've never seen anything like it in your life.
I have been
That's what we're gonna
I've been
do.
working on that all day. I am going to get a good Trump impression down before he leaves office. I promise.
Shane Gillis said you got to start with the hands. You got to get the hand. Once you can get the hand movement right, then you can get the cadence with the hands.
Speaking of hands, today the FedEx driver dropped off a big box for my sister-in-law because she ordered this like gliding recliner thing because she's expecting, and so the FedEx guy, because FedEx, they have to take pictures now and upload them so that way people can see that it's delivered. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So he steps back, like I help him get it off the truck because this thing's heavy. So I'm standing in the doorway behind this box, and he's like, "Hey, I need to get a picture of this real quick." So he steps back and he pulls his like scan device out, and he's trying to line the camera up, and I hit him with this.
Nice.
He looks at me and he was like, "Man," I was like, "Have a good day." Close the phone. Great. I was like, "Yes."
Got him.
But
Yeah, dude, they delivered, like, UPS been acting a fool around where I'm at. They delivered my little autographed Butterbean wrestling buddy.
yeah,
I'm in queue. They delivered it to you. I don't like it. I've had packages stolen. Somebody stole my TRT replacement, like, package. It's crazy, dude.
yeah. Well, see, I ordered everything. There was a package of like 5 different things on Amazon. It was the soldering paste. It was some more soldering wire. It was the heat gun. It was I mean, there was a couple other things. It was the shelf or replacement shelf or for the Switch Lite. I ordered all of that on Amazon on the 27th with 2-day shipping on Prime, right? I was supposed to have it on the 29th. I get a notification from Amazon. Well, now you can expect it on February 1st. And I'm like, all right, fine. The next day, I wake up, I'm checking just to kind of see where it's at. It hadn't even left San Francisco yet. And then I get this notification, you can expect it by February 6th. So I call Amazon and I am hot, dude. I'm like, what the? I'm paying for Prime. You know, I went chat on them, right? And so I'm sitting there. I'm like trying to fix my hair, trying to get the comb over, you know, trying to get it to pull forward.
2-day shipping.
2-day shipping.
We asked for 2-day shipping. You
How
made
do
a
I
promise
pass?
and you couldn't keep
How do I
it.
pass? Yeah. I mean, a week is a long time. It's vast.
$99 a year for this I pay.
Try
What
putting your,
what am
try
I
putting your
paying
hands.
$99 a year for if I
Yeah,
can't
yeah,
get
like-
2-day
I
shipping?
can do this. It's a wonderful thing. I got to get the voice, so it's all
Don't
good.
worry about it. You get it eventually.
See, look at that, my kid right there.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, me, like I can do Christopher Walken. Pretty
Dude, that
good.
was a great intro.
You know, so,
I didn't know if anybody else caught it, but I absolutely caught it. And I was like,
well,
hell
the intro
yeah.
to the intro to Colin's segment, I used to do. I did that one in my Christopher Walken voice.
Yeah, we had that for a long time. And then
Yeah, that was the 150.
That was great.
150 episode, or no? Was it the 150? Yeah, it was the 150.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had that for a while.
Yeah, it's somewhere in here. Anyways, because when their mom and I were still married, and I would read him and his brother night, bedtime stories, like Give a Mouse a Cookie, I would always read Give a Mouse a Cookie in the voice of Christopher Walken. And I'm like, when you give a mouse a cookie, he's gonna get greedy. Oh my, he's gonna ask for milk. Terrible. I mean, lactose intolerance, and it's tragic. But he's gonna want to look in a mirror, so vain, at his milk mustache, and
Dude, that's good.
his brother would be like, again, which part? The mustache. I'm like, his milk mustache.
Mustache. That's good shit.
I see you over there. You knew what I had to go through to bring you this cookie.
Now I'm imagining the Trump voice with.
If you give,
Dude, we got to come up with a
if
Trump
you
intro.
give
you'd
this
imagine
tiny mouse a cookie.
the tiny loan I had to take out for $1 million to make this cookie, but it was the best cookie.
The best cookie. This cookie.
This
Golden.
cookie outshined any cookie you've ever seen.
And then
Tremendous
guess
cookie.
And if
what?
somebody
He had
tried
the
to bring in
audacity.
another cookie that looked as good, I would say nope. You
This
need a
cookie-
25%
This
tariff.
cookie
And
was
then-
not baked with diversity in mind at all.
And then he had the audacity to ask for the world's best
didn't-
glass of milk.
We used
And-
white chocolate chips along with beautiful regular chocolate chips. It made the most beautiful cookie. The most beautiful cookie that's ever been made.
Oh, that is great. I'm gonna have to work on that because now I do. I feel left out. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of jealous. I'm hating on it. Damn it.
There's nothing wrong with white chocolate, but you gotta have some of that regular chocolate too. Beautiful, beautiful chocolate.
chocolate.
Damn it.
Stays on today.
Yeah,
Stays
that's
on
gonna be stuck in my head like for the next week. Beautiful, beautiful chocolate. Yeah.
We got Tay Sunday. Chocolate rain.
I believe that there's beautiful chocolate on both sides. White chocolate and dark chocolate. We could come together and make a beautiful cookie for America. Don't you think Melania would love it? Don't you think Melania would love a beautiful cookie for America?
Of the United States, that there will only be 2 types of chocolate.
We got to get somebody with an RFK impression.
That one would be hard.
Yeah, at the that one, yeah.
I don't really know what's so hard about it. You just got to wiggle your throat a little bit.
Condition that's brought on. That's not natural for him. I mean, it's spasmodic dysphoria or something like that.
Yeah,
He caught it from some like vaccination he took or something, and that's why he hates all vaccines now. That's what I heard, but I got that from Elon.
Coming up on 2 hours.
right there, you know.
My heart goes out to you.
My heart goes out to you guys. Lord.
Wait,
I
wait,
have, it was funny. I saw this. They were on a plane, passenger on a plane. They on an airliner. They were flying into Texas, flying into Houston, and when they're flying into Hobby Airport down here, they sweep out over the Gulf.
Yeah,
and they were filming out of the window. And the pilot came on over the intercom and says, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll direct your attention out the window to the right, we are passing over the Gulf of America." And everybody on the plane started chanting USA, USA.
Nice.
Yeah, buddy.
I hate to inform you, but we are coming up on 2 hours.
It's tragic. It's a long time. Yeah, no, I get it.
we've got 3 minutes to make this the best 3 minutes, some would say.
Try to say that with a straight face like David Hogue. He was there. It was tragic, beautifully tragic.
You know who doesn't have a straight face? Don Lemon.
Nice.
Neither does Hillary.
Or RuPaul. Oh.
Some would say those are the same person. Less makeup. I don't know.
Damn it.
Oh man.
Oh, this show has gone off the rails. Okay, ladies.
I'm getting a wig for next week.
Nice. Do it. You got to get the tie, the coat. You got to do the whole thing.
I've got that shit. That was my divorce outfit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Flag lapel, like lapel on the flag, all of it. Every of it.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh, that's beautiful right there. All right. Well, without much further ado, and without the coaxing of an executive order, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, angry faithful of all ages, we ask that you keep your head on a swivel, stay frosty, have situational awareness. This is your unofficial and underqualified safety briefing for the week. Don't drive and drink. Don't drink and drive. Don't add to the population. Don't subtract from the population. If you find yourself in a position when you get tossed in jail, guess what? You're going to have to sit it out because we don't have money for bail. You got yourself into that mess. I don't know. Maybe you can talk to Joe. Joe can sign a pardon for you, I think, preemptively. I don't know. You do you. Just remember that unlike the bearded lesbian pirate or the lesbian pirate bearded clam, Charlie Sheen does in fact have AIDS. This has been episode 198. Scissor me timbers, everybody. R.
Charlie